Did you see it? Did you see what the media has been trying to hide from you about Matt Gaetz? No, they're trying to put out this giant scandal of he and girls or whatever. No evidence, by the way. That's what they're running with. What they don't want you to see is the real live people that Matt Gaetz deals with. They love him. He's doing great, including challenging the Republican Party. We've got clips from Trey Gowdy, some people who really don't like him on the Republican side. And I just think, I don't know. I'm here to defend Matt Gaetz. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. By the end of this video, you're going to get choked up and you're going to be a lot happier. Let's watch.
New York strong red too. Don't worry. New York, they pissed off the New Yorkers. You know, they pissed off New York.
That's him. New York absolutely loves Matt Gaetz. That was an easy one. What about people in his own district? And here's someone who doesn't love him a whole lot, and that's Trey Gowdy, who I like, but I'm just saying, dude, he's trying to make Matt Gaetz conform.
Trey, does it encourage you to see House Republican leadership going to meet with former President Trump to talk about a way forward together?
Leadership is already united. They need to go talk to the Matt Gaetz of the world and others who are sowing the seeds of discord. It's not Mike Johnson and Richard Hudson.
Ooh, sowing the seed of discord. No one's going to accuse Mike Johnson, nice guy Mike Johnson, of sowing the seeds of discord. But now I'm going to show you all the clips of the kinds of things that Matt Gaetz does that sows the seeds of discord that Trey Gowdy doesn't like. First, here's someone from inside of Matt Gaetz, his own district, who he's working for. I love his attitude. Thank you for letting me work for you, he says.
Thanks for letting me work for you. I appreciate it.
Sir, it's great to meet you. I mean, I've seen so much about you. I saw your last interview where you were like, how do you feel that people feel they're offended what you said? You're like, be offended.
Is that what you want to see?
Well, I mean, I was like, that guy has he's hardcore. Yeah.
Hey, thank you. I really appreciate it.
All right, sir.
Thanks for being in my corner.
So Matt Gaetz is famous for saying whenever they go like, hey, you're offensive for what you said about those feminists. He goes to this voter and he says, is that what you want to see? And then the voter says, yeah, that's hardcore. That's what he's about. So that is why Matt Gaetz is popular for the things that Trey Gowdy doesn't like, which you'd also call him being divisive. Here's more. Watch this.
I've seen you at the D.C. jail visiting J6 defendants on a couple of occasions, several occasions.
Matt Gaetz is one of the few guys who has gone to actually visit the J6 defendants while they're in jail, bringing them just support and defending them every chance he can.
Well, the January 6th committee was illegitimate for a variety of reasons, but we have learned new things during Republican control of the House that I think compels us to remediate the constitutional infirmities that were born upon the country from the January 6th committee.
And we did a video on this already, that they're challenging the J6 committee, saying it was illegitimate. They broke their own rules, and Matt Gaetz is only bringing the rules back to them. Is Trey Gowdy and the traditional Republicans against that?
We've learned they destroyed evidence, particularly as it relates to Steve Bannon. When I went and reviewed the January 6th committee's files, man, for every target, they had their bank records, their Uber rides, even their cell phone transactions. But the Steve Bannon file was the only file that was totally empty. So they did not maintain the rules of the House, and I think that has due process implications that we now in control need to go remediate on behalf of the House.
So if they did have evidence on Steve Bannon, they destroyed it. Is that what Trey Gowdy means by Matt Gaetz is a radical and divisive?
The other problem is that there was key evidence that wasn't included. You referenced this video, and let's pause to give Nancy Pelosi a tremendous amount of credit. In those moments, in the immediate aftermath of the attack on the Capitol, Nancy Pelosi was saying, this is our fault. We didn't do the right things. We did not have proper preparations.
That's video leaked of Nancy Pelosi saying we did this, basically saying that they did not have enough security. They called off security. They didn't do enough, and she's running around terrified. Of course, now they blame all the J6ers. They blame anybody else. Matt Gaetz is the only one really speaking reasonable truth into that whole situation.
They've tried to use January 6th as a cudgel against an entire political movement of tens of millions of people who have no desire to be violent or harmful in any way.
Secretary Austin, why should American taxpayers fund lectures at the National Defense University that promote socialism as a strategy to combat China?
I don't know of any such lecture, but
well, that's surprising because it was widely reported. The National Defense University had Thomas Piketty.
Ah, that's right. That's our leadership, Department of Justice, and Biden's appointment that says he was not aware that we were teaching pro-socialism at our military to try to encourage Chinese communists to be merely socialist. Lloyd, he denied it. And then Matt Gaetz showed him the video of the actual socialist people saying that we should teach the Chinese communists socialism.
I'd like to thank you all for joining us for our SMA INSS Prism speaker session entitled Responding to China, the Case for Global Justice and Democratic Socialism. I'd also like to thank today's speaker, Professor Thomas Piketty, for taking the time to present today.
Now that you know that they did this, would you agree that embracing socialism is not an effective strategy to combat China?
I don't know what the context of this particular.
Oh, I really hate bureaucrats when they do that whole. I don't know the context. I can't really answer. He knows he's lying. He's responsible. What happened to blame? You know, when you're up the top, the blame doesn't go down. Remember that from Saving Private Ryan? He goes, the blame goes up. It does not go down to the next man down. And this guy just blamed everyone but himself. He will not take responsibility for what happened on his watch, that they are teaching socialism. Now, this is my favorite one. This one got me a little choked up. One of the voters wearing a Donald Trump shirt, going up to Matt Gaetz. Hold on, this is going to get you. Just watch.
Yeah. See you and just keep kicking ass, buddy. Don't quit. Don't let those bastards beat you down.
Now his voice is starting to crack. Don't let them beat you down. These are the voters that Matt Gaetz is taking care of. This guy right here, watch this. He's going to get choked up. And this is he just wants someone like Matt Gaetz to save his country.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
You're strong enough.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. It means more to me than I can say.
Damn it, I hate.
We're going to save her. We're going to save her.
Ooh, that got me. Is that too divisive, Trey Gowdy? To my Republican conservative people out there, I don't like division in our party either. But look at Matt Gaetz. How can you not support that? And by the way, he did not want to vacate Speaker Mike Johnson either. He's not divisive. So Trey Gowdy's talking about, I don't know why he's mad about these guys that they consider so radical. These are merely good conservatives. We have a little bit of divisiveness in our side of the party. In the case of Matt Gaetz, I think it's a good thing, guys. What do you guys think down in the comments below? Will you continue to support Matt Gaetz? Or should he kind of pipe it down and unite a little bit more? I'm Doug in Exile. Subscribe.